Alright guys, introduce yourselves.
I'm Benji Martinez and my wife Angie. Got into the rat rod build up going to Rat City Ruckus. I guess we call it our first time now. Had a blast up there. He's always done heavy equipment. My background is doing trucking, hauling gravel, big machinery. And then my wife. Go ahead.
Pretty much the same, welding, working with equipment. And we got together and started building roads and welding and building things.
Been doing a lot of, we got now getting into doing fiber optics. So we run heavy equipment. She runs an excavator, I run a dozer, backhoe. And our spare time is building rat rods. We started out, like I said, we went to Rat City Ruckus. That was our first time. We built a little 72 Ford. We called it Shorty. Just chopped down, dropped to the floor, put a 1-ton chassis underneath it. And taking that one to Ryan was just a blast. We had a lot of fun running with team cutters. A bunch of other guys that went up there also. And it's been fun. I got to get to it more. I bought her a 46 Chevy, and she changed her mind after she went to Rat City Ruckus of rust or paint.
I'd go with rust.
And, her one was to restore it back to original, and after we went to Rat City Ruckus and saw the rats up there, just changed her mind, I guess.
That's why we call her Rusty Girl.
Yeah. And we came back to build her truck in and out of the shop. We had bought a 50 GMC school bus, and that was for SEMA show, right?
Yeah, we built it in 7 days.
Me and her built it in 7 days. We had some problems on the way. We didn't test drive it when we finished.
That was the test drive.
And that was our test drive. We finished at 3 o'clock in the morning and took off at 7, and we had troubles on the way. But it's fun. It's a blast. We enjoy it. We love all the people that we meet as far as being out in the circuit of the rat shows. Then we built a little Triumph also. 58 Triumph, leisure wagon. And we put a 351 Windsor in that one with the rear dual tires off the school bus, and built our own chassis for it. And that was a whole different ballgame for that one. And now that we went with Team Cutter, we went to SEMA last year, and they had asked us, kind of thrown some hints at us about building one for this year, but we didn't get really, I guess.
We didn't find out for a couple months.
Yeah, like February, March.
The build started.
So we started this build that we're doing now for that.
At a Corad build off.
Rat build off. It's a 41 Ford panel, 10.5, and it's pretty beat up, but that's what I call a real true rat. And we've pretty much done most of the framework already. We still need quite a bit more. Our only problem is that we're only here on weekends. Saturdays is the only time that we get to work on them, because we work pretty much full-time out of town, and then come home on weekends and got all the stuff we got to catch up to at home. But it's interesting.
Tell me a little bit of the history that you think is behind the build for this year. Like you were talking about how it might be family related, where the cab came from, and then your overall plans for the build for the Radical Rod build off.
Actually, our cousin Elmo had this panel, and I've been eyeballing it for a few years. And this panel, our great grandparents had a mill up in La Cueva here in New Mexico, where they used to grind flour and had a little store there. And we're still trying to find out if this is part of that history there in that mill. And that's what I'm mostly interested in.
Well, because it does say La Cueva branch store on the side of it.
Yeah. And it's, like I said, I had been eyeballing it for a while. And we were talked around a couple of times, and finally he let us have that one sold
You don't
to
sell
us.
anything.
And you don't sell anything. So we got very lucky. It's a very nice building that's going to be, we're not pretty dinged up, and we're just going to ding up some of the fenders, just
Patch it up a little bit, not too much.
not too much, just leave it all original way it is, but I'd still like to find out if it's part of that, like the ranch store that my great grandparents had. And we had originally wanted to make it 4-wheel drive, and then we had Charlie, our cousin, put it on the computer, and we
To see a finished product.
see a finished product of it, and the 4-wheel drive that we're looking at, that I talked about building, just didn't look right, and he did one slam, and that's where we went, because it looked nice, it looked totally different. So, I'm putting in a 12-valve Cummins in it, that was an automatic. We already bagged it yesterday, as a matter of fact, we did the front bags. Did our C-section, frame on it, and here, where we're at, we're 3 miles from town, so we have no access to parts. If you need a bolt, you're SOL until you run 32 miles to go get a bolt or whatever parts you might need. And it's just me and her working on it together. It's just our garage. We don't have no shop. It's just a hobby that we do on the weekends. And it's challenging. We work 24/7 together. So we're out there in the field and working together. We come in here and she does all the welding. I do the fabricating part of it. And we don't buy a whole lot of parts or have any parts that we figure out our own C-section there and our framework and put pieces together to make it happen. And that's what I think is a real true rat rod. Something that you do yourself. And it's fun. We have a blast.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the build-off itself. What if there's any rules or what needs to happen on the build-off?
The build-off,
Number one rule is you cannot trailer them, they are to be driven.
yeah, the rules on it is you gotta go to Lincoln, Nebraska, and
You meet all the,
you meet the rest of the teams, the competitors that are in the build-off, and you drive from Lincoln, Nebraska to Las Vegas, Nevada for the SEMA show, and then everything that you have has to be driven. And like for us, it's another, I think 700, 800 miles from here to Lincoln, Nebraska, and then from there back to Las Vegas, Nevada. And the good thing about it, when you run with all the builders, and that's the way we are, and Team Cutters and the other guys that we run with, is if somebody falls back, they all fall back, and nobody's left behind, pretty much.
yeah, everybody helps everybody else.
It's a total different family that you meet out there, and they all stand behind you 150%, no matter what's wrong with your car. They'll park on the side of the road, and we fix it right there on the side of the road. We have our cousin Elmo that he always has a rescue truck for everybody that's on the run, I guess. Yeah. So we always have extra parts with him. You know, we load up extra transmissions, put in tires, rear ends, whatever we think that might happen. So you never know. You're out in the field. I mean, when we built our bus, we were doing 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, and we lost the front hub. And we were lucky enough,
I was in a lawn chair.
we drove down right across from the junkyard, jumped over the fence, went and got another hub and spindle and put it together down the side of the road. Everybody stopped, we all put it together within probably an hour and on the road again.
75, 80 miles an hour.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is that they're pretty much one-off vehicles. So when we get in them and drive them, they're just, you never know what's going to happen. And like you mentioned, having extra parts, you need them. You never know what's going to happen. Going back to what you said about when you're driving down the road with all the other guys and one guy falls back or breaks down, that they all help. You're meaning also your competitors will also stop and help you, right?
Yes, everybody helps out each other. It's not, well, that's his problem and you're behind. No, it don't happen that way with this, the rat rods. Everybody's a family, and your competitor, if he breaks down, all the competitors stop and they all help and get it going. And I've seen where they pulled out transmissions on the side of the road and just all kinds of crazy stuff that could happen. You never know. I mean, these are rat rods.
Okay, and also you mentioned that you guys were a little late coming into the build-off, couple months. When did the build-off actually start?
Mostly all the competitors, all the teams, they knew before they went to SEMA last year, so they were able to go out and get their sponsorship at SEMA. Where I wish we would have known, because we could have.
Well, they had from October to January to talk to sponsorships, and then the build started in January.
Yeah, January when the actually build was supposed to start, and like I said, we got word probably in February, March, and we done a lot of phone calls, but it's a lot better when you're in person that you can meet somebody for sponsorship instead of over the phone. They don't know who you are, what you're up to. But it's coming along. It's coming along. Like I say, we still need tires and wheels, and which would be nice for sponsor. We got Icebox doing the radiator for us. They're our sponsorship.
Team Cutters
doing a lot of
sponsored us with the front end and the frame.
Front clip off of it. Charlie puts a lot of parts for us on the plasma cutter table, and it's just help between each other. I mean, he's a competitor too, and we help each other, and that's the way it should be. Everybody helping each other get whatever they need,
I don't look at it as competitors. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more. You mentioned Icebox as one of your sponsors. Anybody else that you guys helping you out this year?
Right now, the only one who got is Icebox, and we got
Hop Sturdy Work.
Hop Sturdy Work helping us. Those are probably about the only two that we got.
And you mentioned you're still looking for maybe wheel tire sponsors, maybe some fuel tank or something. That correct?
Right. I mean, we still got airbag switches that we could use. Airbags we bought in, air tanks, fuel tank, and this one's going to be a little tricky to find a fuel tank, but I'm sure there's some out there we can have built. Wheels and tires, we're wanting to put 22s on it, buy some 22.5s and shave them down to 22s, semi-wheels, adapters, maybe a stereo system if we have time, but like I say, we only have Saturdays, so if we really figure it out, we probably only got 35, 40 days of actually working on it.
And that's the hard part, is trying to find sponsorship on Saturdays. Most places are closed, or the boss is out until Monday morning, so.
Okay, so if anybody wants to get a hold of you, maybe they're willing to help you guys out with something, where's a good place to get a hold of you?
The cell phone.
Cell phone, or go to Dueces Garage. But our cell phone number is 505-587-9913.
So you guys do have a Facebook, so it's at Dueces Garage.
Yes.
And is there any other place?
At Radical Rod Build Off.
Okay guys, thank you so much. And is there anything else you guys like to say before we end the video?
I hope to see everybody at the run, and good luck to everybody, and we'll have
Thank
fun.
you for our sponsorships.
Thanks for our sponsorships.
Thanks Icebox, Hawks Dirty Work,